which is quite a significant contributor to the Gauteng province after the City of Johannesburg. But of course, it has been fraught with political instability. The person elected to take over the mayoral seat will have their work cut out for them, as they have to stabilise a lot of things, among them the finances and service delivery. For over a week, the capital city has been without an executive government following the removal of the DA's councillor Cilliers Brink through a motion of no confidence. Professor Dirk Kotze joins me now to chat more about what the new dawn, as Patricia has said, is ushering in. Professor Dirk Kotze, thank you so much for your time. 6 mayors since 2016, a revolving door, definitely not good for the stability of the City of Tshwane. How do you see it, and welcome to On Point?
Thank you very much. Yes, it is an issue, a very serious issue. The one point that wasn't mentioned was the 8 months of the administration, which was the worst period of all of them. So that's something that we, as residents of Tshwane, want to avoid at all costs, is that something like that is reinstated again. I think what we are seeing here is obviously an important change. It's the first time since 2016 that there will be a mayor who is not from either the ANC or the DA, except for one short period. There was also a mayor from Cope. The situations that you have presented here are part of the problems of Tshwane. I think what I've said in many cases now already is that Tshwane is actually a case of two perceptions about what is the reality of Tshwane. There's those who believe as you've presented it. Then there's others who believe that there has been major improvements made. And what is the reality is being debated. There is not a consensus about this as it is presented very often to the outside world. I'm a resident, so I have a first-hand experience of what is happening here.
Yeah. When we talk about coalitions, governments and their impact, particularly on service delivery, when you think of the City of Tshwane, Hammanskraal comes up very prominently, and how the different mayors have not been able to solve the issue of water in Hammanskraal, and that has caused sicknesses and even in some cases death. Dr. Nasiphi Moyo, when she takes over, assuming that by the end of the day everything will go according to plan, this will be one of the biggest challenges. Do you think that these big challenges is something that mayor can be able to sort, given that they don't seem to last very long in the positions?
Yes, that is indeed so. With respect to Hammanskraal and the Drewel, the process is already in place. There is an agreement between Tshwane Metro as well as the National Department of Water and Sanitation. A project of more than 2 billion rand has been agreed upon for the rehabilitation of that. So she must simply take it further. But it has already been established. And that's just one example of why I'm talking about these two very divergent views about what is the reality at the moment in Tshwane. I think what she has to do is to be able to turn around in a very short space of time. That's 2 years before the local government election. The public perceptions about what is going on, because the perceptions is possibly the biggest issue. It's not necessarily only the service delivery, but it is also whether the different parts of Tshwane is actually attended to by the local government. And I think this is one of going to be the major challenges. As I understand it, the mayoral committee will be a multi-party committee, so it will consist of, I would guess, for example, the ANC, the Action SA, EFF, and maybe some other parties also. It's not very easy to work with such a multi-party coalition if they have very little time in order to achieve major goals that they will have to set to themselves. When it comes to the finances, there's already a lot of progress also made with respect to Eskom as well as Rand Water. The Auditor General have identified Tshwane as the local government that made the second best progress so far with the financial recovery so far, though from a low level. But that is the situation. So there is a basis on which they can achieve some good results.
Professor Dirk Kotze, thank you so much for your time. You and I will be keeping watch about how today unfolds. By the end of the day, we probably will know. Thank you so much for your insights. Professor Dirk Kotze is with UNISA.